Hi lovers, hi, how are you guys doing? Hilma Daniel here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel, guys. If you see me really talking to you guys, we are going to talk about something productive, something, topics where we can learn a thing or two from. If you are, a returning subscriber, thank you for your continuous support. If you are, coming across us for the very first time, there's a lot of videos. You can sit and watch and learn with us, and share your opinions with us as well. Ne? So I want to talk about something, an elephant in the room that most of us women, more especially wives, are not willing to, tackle now or talk about. And there is sexual harassment towards our house helpers by our husbands. Ne? First of all, I'm gonna try to have this discussion with my fellow wives, and I'm gonna try my level best to talk to men. Ne? A house helper is somebody that we get in our houses to assist us with our house responsibilities because we are unable to do them ourselves due to different reasons. Work, or the work is just a lot that we cannot cope. Before I go further to explain, I want to say the main reason why most of the house workers come to our houses is children's. Ne? Most of us, 90%, if not more or less, just an estimation. Ne? Normally, we get house helpers because of our children's and the nature of the kids. Ne? Until you become a mother, you will then understand that having a child, more especially a small child, newborn, until they are 2 years, 3 years there, these kids can be a lot of work, more especially during the times of breastfeeding. I'm gonna take you in a little bit, né? Because I've been very fortunate enough to be a mother that have breastfed my baby for 6 months straight without food, exclusively breastfed my baby for 6 months, and I've breastfed my baby for 2 years, 3 months before I stopped breastfeeding completely. So it's like I've a few things that I picked up that are really, really, really challenges to mothers. Ne? And one of them is sleepless nights. Ne? You don't sleep in the evening because you have to change nappies, you have to nurse and nurture the child, you have to breastfeed the child, you have to wake up and just sit. I don't know how that is called in English. You have to be up and down eating. You don't sleep to make milk. Ne? Making milk is a lot of work. Producing milk is a lot of work. I don't want to talk about that. You still have to go to work and come back and be a mother and come back and be a wife. You still have to wake up and go to work, spend the day at work, come home and spend the night not sleeping. So it's probably, more especially those years of breastfeeding in the evening, it's probably one of the years that we go through it. It's like you are just a walking zombie. Yeah, it's like you are just a walking zombie. You go through a lot. Hence, I would tell men that please be very, very supportive to pregnant women, and not only pregnant women, breastfeeding women. Pregnant women is so also because people go through a lot, and pregnancies are not the same. We've got the ones that are smooth and we've got the ones with complications. Ne? So people need each other's support. Ne? During moments of breastfeeding and pregnancy, it's like you need each other's supports like nothing. Okay. Now, when we get our house helpers to come to our houses, ne? Our husbands are harassing these people. Our husbands want to sexually abuse these people. Okay? I want to tell you that these people come here for a reason. The main reason they come to our houses are our children's. Nothing more, nothing less, mostly our children's. Ne? Because we are unable to be with them and provide with them everything that they need because of responsibilities. We need to go and do some responsibilities out there for us to cater for the expenses, because in this world, we can't survive without money. We cannot survive without money, because for you to eat, you need to buy food. For you to drink water, you need to pay for water. Ne? For you to bath, you need to buy, you know, the necessary stuffs that you need for you to bath. Ne? And some of the things we cannot live without, unfortunately. So our nannies comes to our houses, and you are sexually harassing them. This is what it means to a nanny. Ne? You know, when my nannies comes to my house, I always tell them this. No, I sit with them and I tell them that welcome to the house. These are the course that you need to do. I expect you to do this and this and this and this and this. Once you are done with your work, you can rest. Ne? Just wake up, do your work. I don't have time slots. Whatever time you feel like doing what you need to do, for as long as things are done, except for things that needs to be done in the morning. Yeah? Okay? Or at specific times. There are specific things that needs to be done at specific things, specific times. You wake up, you do what needs to be done, you go rest. You do the rest of the things, you go rest. Okay. Just do your work. Ne? Just be an independent worker. Ne? I don't really like to be behind people, you know, pointing out, do this, do this, do this, do this. Just do your things. Ne? For the child, this needs to be done. We speak up around it. I don't like to leave sexual harassment. Ne? So I tell my girls that if you know something, we live in a world where men are, you know, we are hearing, you know, in other houses that men are doing this and this and this and this. So if you find yourself, anybody, you know, making you feel uncomfortable in this manner, I want you to know that you can always come to us and discuss, you know, what is bothering you or making you uncomfortable. If you know, find yourself that I've said something wrong to you, like us women, we talk a lot. Sometimes you talk and then you just say things without even knowing that you're hurting the next person. So I always tell my helpers that if you know you find yourself in the house and I've said something wrong to you and it have hurt you, I need you to feel comfortable to call me in a calm manner, and then you sit me down and tell me that, Mommy, you said this to me yesterday, I was not comfortable, and then, you know, we can iron it. Ne? The reason why I say this, it's because I tell my nannies that we are not perfect. Ne? We are not perfect people. You are not perfect. We are not perfect, but we need to coexist. And the main reason why I need you to be happy is because of the child. You know, the moment you are stressed and you are not happy, then you might put your stress in the child, and I don't want that. I also don't want you, and I fully understand that, you know, as nannies or as our helpers, they leave their parents' houses to come and live with us, and we are complete strangers, you know. And I always say to people that staying at people's houses, it's very difficult. Now, if it's very difficult, I want you to be at home and feel at home. Ne? I want you to feel at home, and I want you to feel at home, because you're going to spend every day here. Ne? I don't want you to be at home and you're uncomfortable, or you feel uncomfortable in any way. Ne? I need you to be as comfortable as you are, and I need you to be as happy as you can be, so that you can treat the kids better. The main aim is for the kids to have also a peaceful home, because remember, if we are out with our activities for the day, then you're going to be left with a child, and I really do not want my kids to also be in the house and they are not happy at home. It's like I grew up at home where I didn't find how home like a place where people could abuse me. So I don't want my kids to experience a place where they are home and they are experiencing abuse at home. And I also do not want my house helper to be at home and they feel they're experiencing abuse at home, because then they're going to pass it on to my kids. And the main goal here is my kids. I'm trying to protect my kids. So I need this person as happy as they can be. We, you know, discuss the payments, we discuss when the payments needs to be done, and then we have to prioritize paying these people exactly on time. Just like you get paid on time at work, we need to prioritize paying these people on time. So I try to have these discussions with my nanny so that they're very comfortable. So in the process of them being comfortable, it makes it very easier for them. If something happens to them, they come to me. If something happens to them that is not right, they come to me. The reason why I say this, it's because I've experienced situations where, not I've experienced, I've heard some women, sometimes we talk, more especially around house helpers, we talk with other women, and then we are having some women that experiences house helpers where you are in the house and the person is coming in the room and they are going out. You are coming in the house and the person prefer to be in the room far away from you. I'm very fortunate that I haven't experienced that. I haven't experienced where I'm coming in the house and my helpers feels the need to run away from me. I haven't really experienced it, but I also try my level best to make them feel comfortable. But I have experienced my helpers coming to me to complain about sexual harassment. I'm not gonna go into details on these topics, but I've experienced my house helpers coming to me to bring points of concerns on these topics of sexual harassments to me. Ne? And I thank God that they trusted me and they come to me as early as possible. They come to me as soon as possible. And nothing happens to them, and nothing happened to them. I thank God. But they did have situations where they're like, ma'am, I'm experiencing this. And then, I handle it as soon as I can. The reason why I brought this topic up is because I need to talk to men. I need to talk to men and I need to talk to women. Number one, women, let us make our girls feel more comfortable. These people as our helpers, they have access to our food that we eat because they cook. They have access to our children's, more especially when you are not around. They have access to our husbands. So it's very important for you as a woman to be nice to these people. It's not even a matter of you pay them. That salary that we pay them, to me, I look at it and I be like, it's not even enough. You're doing so much for me. So that person makes sure that their peace of mind, make sure that, me, sometimes I look at my helpers and sometimes I be like, I need you as much as you need me. But trust me, I need you more. So what I do is that I don't tolerate bad helpers. If you are bad, I think within a month or so, I fire people very fast because I'm very observant. If we are not clicking, like a month goes by and we're not clicking, I'm going to send you home. I'm going to find a way to send you home. I'm going to look for somebody else. But if a month goes by, 2 months, 3 months, and we are okay, we go for life. I'm a keeper. We might go for life, and I know how to tolerate people, and I know how to observe, and I know how to talk to people, more especially when we need each other. I try my level best to know how to handle my helpers. So as a woman, don't be arrogant towards your helpers. It's very important not to be arrogant towards your helpers. Number two, anybody that is under your roof becomes your responsibility. You need to protect these people against anything. And I always say that I'm the type of a woman that can protect my helper, somebody that is looking after my kids, over anybody. I'm not gonna change nannies because of a man that can keep his dick in his pockets and in his pants. I am not gonna introduce my babies to different aunties because of a man that can't keep his dick in his panties. I'm not gonna do that. And you can chase women away. Today you chase this one, tomorrow you chase that one. He will still harass. Your husband will still harass her. Tomorrow you get another nanny, your husband will still harass her. Who is suffering? Your child. Your child is gonna be, and nannies, they come in different categories. We've got the ones that are nice, We have got the ones that are horrible. We've got the ones that are terrible. We've got the ones that and sometimes you don't get lucky twice. Sometimes you don't get lucky twice. Just make sure that you have a clean heart. Don't walk around treating other people's children bad because you have children. That person that you are treating bad have got access to your child. So make sure that you treat that person like a human being. Now, coming to sexual harassment, let me speak to nannies first of all. As workers, know your rights. As workers, know your rights. Sexual harassment at work is a crime and it can have somebody arrested. When you are putting your facts on the ground or when you are experiencing specific things, try to gather as much evidence as possible. Try to gather as much evidence as possible so that when the time comes and these wives needs to protect you against their husbands, you have got enough evidence for us to put these husbands down because they are making us crash. And we need each other. We are very much, we need each other and we very much need each other for the kids. Wives, I've already spoken to you. Nannies, I've spoken to you. Let me speak to husbands. Ne? Husbands, you are disturbing our thinkings. Ne? You are very much disturbing our thinkings. We are failing to understand how you people think. When a helper comes to the house, they come here for the kids. They don't come here for you. They don't come to the houses for your sexual desires. They come here for the children's. The children's that are both yours as equally as they are for the wives. Name? These children need somebody to feed them while we as parents are out there looking for bread. These children need somebody to change nappies while we are out there looking for bread. These children need somebody to teach them and to discipline them while we are out there looking for bread because we are not present. We are absent parents. We are out there doing other responsibility. They need a representative of us. So a house helper is a representative of the parents. That's why you as parents, when you observe and when you look for a person, you try to look for a person that have got specific criteria that can meet a motherly representative of your wife to do the teachings to these children. Because your wife and you are going to be absent. But you are not absent for the bad cause. You are absent because you are also trying to make sure that the kids have a good future. Because bread is not going to buy itself. Water is not going to pay itself. Nappies are not going to buy themselves. And so forth. Clothes are not going to buy themselves. School fees are not going to pay themselves. All these things needs to be catered for. And for you to cater for these things, you need to go out there and work. Now, here is one thing where we are saying you are disturbing us. These house representatives in our houses, we need them in their right states of minds. We don't even need a fly stressing them. Why? Because they are dealing with sensitive people, and that is children's babies. We don't need them stressed for any reason. Why? Because they are dealing with our babies. These people that these people are dealing with, they don't speak. Imagine if you leave a 3 months old with a stranger that you don't know what they're capable of. And you, in your rightful mind, you are abusing these people. What can easily happen to this child? And you will never find out. Anything can happen, and you will never find out. These people have access to something that belongs to you that can't even defend itself. So when you look at nannies, look at these people and be good to them, because you cannot afford to be terrible to them, because you are leaving them with something that is very, very important. They can even leave your child there unattended, and then they can disappear in thin air. I don't know how you people think. You do not know how it feels to be up in the evening, not sleeping like you are writing exams because you are breastfeeding a child, because you are nursing a child. You people, you have your sleepless, your peaceful sleeps because we understand you don't have breasts. It's not your job to be up because you are not breastfeeding. And we are not going to force you to be up with us. You've got nothing to do. What are you going to do if you're up with me? You're not going to breastfeed the child. It's me, the baby is going to wake up because I am the one with the milk. And we fully understand. We are not complaining. But what we are saying is that you sit there and say we are not being good wives, but you sit there and you're stressing us. We are trying our level best to make our lives as wives so easier, as mothers so easier, so that we can have space, even if it's a little bit room left for us to be wives to you guys again. We have got so much on our plates. Unfortunately, it's our responsibility. God gave it to us. It's not yours. Why are you sleeping with our helpers? What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Why are you harassing our helpers? Do you want us to take you to jail? Because we can, together with our helpers. This is sexual harassment at work. And at work is work. And these people can have you right where the law is going to, deal with you people. If we help them, because we are going to help them. Why are we going to help them? Because we need them to look after our kids. Don't tell me as a husband you are important than our children's. You are a big person that can look after yourself. A baby is somebody who cannot look after themselves. And we need people to look after them. And we are not going to change nannies because you are not disciplined and you are not keeping your dicks in your pants. Men, learn self-control. That's why you must learn not to rush into sexual activities. Hold yourselves together for years. It's for a reason. So that you cannot just be having your dick standing up for anything that says woman. The disrespect you give to the wives, the disrespect you give to the helpers, because there's nothing as disturbing as a married man wanting to play with you as a woman. You are tarnishing her dignity. You are questioning her so much in her. She is worth getting a man of her own, and then she go and get married. Because she's a house helper, it doesn't mean that she's useless. She cannot have a life of her own. She can still study. She can still, have a good future tomorrow. She can still do something with her future tomorrow. She can still have a man of her standard, and she can still have a husband one day, and she can still, have children of her own in future. These people are not coming in our houses like they are finished products, like they are not important for you to play. They are not toys. They are human beings. And you do not abuse other human beings. That is how you open a room for your own children to be abused. And as a wife, be careful when you are defending these husbands' rotten behaviors in front of your nannies, because these nannies, they've got access to your children. An eye for an eye type of situation can happen there. So don't play games that are not worth being played. There are fights as wives that you don't fight because you know what's at stake. And there are fights that husbands are not even supposed to start because they know what's at stake. So much is at stake. But it looks like these husbands and these men of today, they're not thinking. Why are you not thinking? We are calling you men to order. These are behaviors that we are not tolerating, and we are not going to be tolerating as wives. You are disturbing us. We've got kids to raise in our houses, not husbands to look after like you people are kids. We are not here to teach you how to be proper human beings. You think you are adults. The best you can do is make sure that A home is a home in order. And you know, one thing that I've realized about these husbands is that when they when they are when they are sleeping with our nannies, and then our nanny manages to sleep with them, and then they have a successful relationship, because I've heard such stories. Nannies or house helpers starts disrespecting their wives. And you know what you are doing when you start sleeping with the nanny? The nanny starts disrespecting the wives and disrespecting the child. They are not doing their housework anymore because they are in their husband's house. They are with their husband. They are with their partner, their other half. And now when they happen to sleep with the nannies and the nannies don't want, and then these nannies now, they start disrespecting them. They want us as wives to intervene. We are not intervening. If the nannies don't want to sleep with you because you are disrespecting them, and then they start disrespecting you because they're standing up for themselves, we are going to support them until you call yourself to order and apologize to them and change your rotten behaviors. We are team wives. You are not going to be making us crash as women. We are always wives. We are always out there fighting with other women. Hey, leave my husband alone. Yeah. Hey, we are looking for helpers to come and help us with house chores. We must fight again with the nannies. We are not fighting. We are done fighting. We are not fighting for anything. If not, we are going to team up and then we fight you. If the house is going to be uncomfortable, let it be uncomfortable for you. As we are going, as we have children to raise. We are not going to stress people that have got access to our children. Who do you think we are? You think we are not smart? We are not doing that. So dear men, call yourself to order before we take you to jail because you are sexually harassing people at work. We are not playing. We are not playing. You cannot be important to us if we are not important to you. So don't mess with our house helpers. Don't mess with our house helpers. We need them. We need them to look after our children so that our children are happy. We need them. Please take your dick to the streets. You can be dealing and messing with people that are very important in the house. And trust us when we say this, I'm representing all women in the world. If you are not loving us correctly, we are also not going to love you correctly as men. So please, let us not fight each other, because if you want us to go to war, we are going to go to war and collect our weapons. What a man can do, we can do it better. And we do not want that. So let us call ourselves to order and let us stop abusing house helpers. We need them. Or else we are not going to watch you have our kids violated by workers because you want to put your dicks in between their legs. We are not going to do that. Keep your dicks to yourself and leave our house helpers alone. Don't mess with our house helpers. And we are not going to change them. We are not going to change them to satisfy your egos. They are staying. They are staying, and we are going to give them the support that they need until Jesus comes. Now, you are changing nannies. Today you change this one. The child is being introduced to a, until one day you bring somebody who is gonna abuse your child. Because you know, God is also a God of everybody. God is a God of you. God is a God of nannies. And then God is going to be like, I'm giving you good girls and you are chasing them away. Take this one. Then you get the Satan from hell herself, who is going to come and beat your child. While you are gone and you won't know anything. These kids don't speak. I had a nanny that I went to work and I fired that girl. I went to work and I came back from work. I'm very observant, and I found my baby was given 20 millimeter of milk the whole day. And when I got home, the baby so thirsty, no water, 20 millimeter of milk, no water. And the baby was given soft pap. Imagine the whole day not drinking when you are used to drinking a lot of milk. The baby is just 6 months, going to 7. So he just started taking solids. you know. He's used to just drinking milk. Now you are not drinking. The baby is thirsty. I swear to God, I got angry at the lady. I fired her. So, playing with good nannies as a wife is a no-go area. And I swear to God, these agents of Satan, husbands of ours, they're making things difficult for us. Imagine getting a nanny already is difficult. Now imagine you getting a good one and you feel lucky and you are doing everything as a woman in your power to lower your standards on the ground so that you respect this woman, so that this woman stays here, so that she helps you raise all your children, so that she helps you discipline all your children, and you are trying, you are even praying for her so that God keeps her for you. And then your husband becomes your weapon formed against you. And then your husband wants to sleep with a nanny. And then your husband wants to make a home an uncomfortable place for your nanny that you have prayed so hard for and you managed to get. Now the weapon formed against you is your own husband. God, Satan does not want us to rest. Amen. Men, call yourselves to order. We are suffering to get nannies already. So please, we are not going to change them. If somebody is uncomfortable in the house and needs to go, it must be the husbands. They must go and leave us in the houses with the nannies and the children, because we cannot stand losing good helpers, because we are not going to be in the houses 24/7 and we are not going to change them. Imagine now wives and women are forced to not have stay-in nannies, but to take children to the kindergarten because what? They are scared that their husbands might sleep with the nannies. Imagine me waking up my 2-month-old baby in winter when it's cold to 6 o'clock that I'm going to work. I must be at 7, so 6 o'clock I must wake up, driving around like a crazy person to take my child to the daycare. My child, and there is that cold air of 6 o'clock blowing my baby's nose, and then now my baby is suffering. Today is flu, tomorrow is whatever sickness. Now the immune system of my baby is messed up because I am protecting my marriage. I'm fighting for my marriage at any cost. For sake, man, what is this? Now my baby must be suffering from flus because I cannot keep a person in the house because I'm trying to save a marriage because my husband can't keep his dick in his pants. Please stop messing with our house helpers as husbands. This is a message, and I'm representing all the wives in the world. I'm representing all the wives in the world. We are not going to suffer because of husbands. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. We want to live a comfortable life, and we want to have helpers helping us so that we can look after ourselves and be the people with peace. We are not gonna go crazy. Then you can walk in the streets calling us crazy. Hey, I found her looking good. She's not looking good anymore. Yeah. I found her sexy. She's not sexy anymore. How do you expect a person to be sexy if you are stressing them? If all the work is just on her, she's not getting a breather. She doesn't even have time to look after herself because the helper that is coming in the house to help her, you want to sleep with her. Yeah. She doesn't even look after her hair anymore. Yeah. She doesn't. When do you expect that person to look after herself? When you yourself, you are making it very difficult for her to get time for herself because she's trying to get somebody to not take some of the things from her plate so that she can get time for herself, so that she can get time to exercise, be together, be a good wife, be what. How can she be a good wife when you, Satan, the weapon formed against her, is just making it impossible? Men, please call yourself to order. We are not tolerating this nonsense in 2025. Leave our helpers alone, or else we are going to team up with them and fight you. Houses are going to be uncomfortable for husbands and not for wives. If my helper tells me you are sleeping with her. I'll even ask her in front of you, do you want to go open a case? Do you feel harassed? Because I can help you. I can help you go open a case. If somebody needs to live here, it's gonna be somebody who is raping people in the house. And you are making us wonder, you are scaring us. If you are playing with housewives, how are our girls, family girls that are visiting us, how safe are they with you people? Our own children that are growing in these houses, how are they safe with you people? Are you guys not gonna rape our people when we are not around? So we cannot even say, no, one of our family girls, how quickly come around and, be with me. I need help here. Next, your husband is sleeping with guys. Are we not going to be parents that are raising children? Are you telling us that the world is so messed up that we cannot raise children anymore? Are you telling us that under our roofs, we cannot have people in our houses that are normal human beings that we are treating correctly without us undressing them with our eyes? So you want to tell us that we are not, and that's when I say that there's a danger in getting these step husbands. Because imagine if you can want to sleep with a nanny, you would definitely sleep with a child that is not yours. And that's why kids are falling victims of these things. And women are so blindly in love with these men. You cannot meet a person in the streets and just because of love, you love them so blindly that you are not thinking. Women, let us think. Love is love, but take your brains with you in those marriages. Take your brains with you in those relationships. Think and know when to withdraw yourself from being a wife and look at situations the way they are and address them accordingly. That's it from me, Hilma Daniel. I will see you guys in my next video. I actually wanted to put it out there with that our husbands are abusing house helpers. And it's about time, women, you open your eyes. Open your eyes. It's not always that a helper is seducing your husband. No one is seducing your husband. Those husbands, those ones, because me, I feel as a husband, this is it. You pick up the bad behaviors on a nanny, you call the wife, you call the nanny, and then you address the issue. Look, you are here to work. I need you to dress correctly. I need you to stop doing this type of behaviors. I need you to stop and concentrate on your work. That's a gentleman. You are here for my child. Look after the child and look after the child correctly. There is a man that is being sexually harassed. Tell me you are being sexually harassed, and then what do you do about situations of being sexually harassed? Because us as women, we also go out there, and there are men that looks at us there, and they're appetizing, they're looking at us, they're like, you are a mother? You are a mother and you look this good? Wow, you look good, But we have got the responsibilities to still respect you as husbands because we know we have made vows. People harassing us is not an issue, but we need to set boundaries. We need to set boundaries. Or else we are going to have houses where nobody's, you are disturbing us. Other people's children, can they come and play with our kids in our houses or not? Because we are scared you people are going to rape them. Can we bring our kids to your houses without supervisions because we are scared they all are going to rape our kids? What is this that men cannot keep their pens in their dicks in their pens? I'll see you guys in my next video. I needed to address this issue. Bye-bye.